That's it. So, just started the Mortimer Trail, which is 30 miles from Ludlow to Kington. I don't know the official way to start it, but I've just touched the castle. I realised a few moments ago that I left my phone at home, and that's going to make things tricky because I've got the Ordnance Survey mapping on there as well as everything else. So I'm going to have to rely on the little guidebook I've got and the trail marking, actual signage. Hopefully I won't get lost. I was kind of relying on my phone, so slipped up a bit there. Don't know what happened. Had it with me just as I was leaving the house, and I must just put it down somewhere. But this might be the last thing anyone ever sees. So time, I can't really see the time now, but it should be about 10 to 7. In the morning, obviously. Just walking down around the castle, and then it's down to Dinham Bridge, and then up the other side, up the steps, which is known affectionately as the lactic ladder, especially if you're doing the Ludlow 10k. That was a couple of weeks ago, and that really does work your legs out, that climb up the side. But then at the top, I should be able to pick up the Mortimer Trail and head into the woods. I think it's the Mortimer Forest, I think. And yeah, hopefully I won't go wrong anywhere. So fingers crossed. I'll speak to you in a bit. So that's where the route emerges on Wycliffe Common, just next to Wycliffe Common, onto the main road. And I think it's up there. I think we've got to walk. Yeah, I think we've got to walk down here. There's another signpost down there. Yeah, a tiny bit of road walking, but not much. So I'm going to have to rely on the waypoints today and my map book, because I left my phone. I left my phone, God knows where, idiot. So I'll let you know how that works out, what it's like, what the Mortimer Trail's like for following signposts and stuff. If it is one of those ones where you can just rely on that and you don't really need a map or a guidebook, because there we go. Because there are some trails, there are some really good trails in this country, but you can pretty much follow without a map book and a guidebook. It's always best, obviously, to have a guidebook and a map, just in case. Especially the Ordnance Survey, if you do go off course, you need to work out where you are. And having GPS on your phone is always a good idea. But yeah, I have walked some paths where I really didn't need the guidebook at all. And that's great because, you know, you can just walk along without anything, having to carry anything, and just follow the markers in front of you. So hopefully that's the case today, if I'm lucky. Great day for it though. Tell you what, you can tell when you're the first person on a trail on a particular day because you're constantly walking into cobwebs. Lovely. So I'm now properly in the Mortimer Forest. You get to a point where you cross over the road and you have to sort of walk up past the forestry centre buildings, and if you're looking for a signpost you sort of have to carry on sort of up and sort of curve slightly to the right. And you will see a signpost on the left, and then you have to sort of bear left, because there's sort of two ways you can go, left and right. But there was a signpost. So this is a bit confusing. I've come from there. After that dark section of forest in the previous clip, you sort of come to a T-junction, well, crossroads, and I carried on. And I couldn't see any signs for the Mortimer Trail, and I've emerged here. There's quite a few paths. And there's a Mortimer sign up there, so I don't think I'm meant to go up there. I think I should have come down there. I think I've got to carry on down there to the bottom, so I'm a bit off track. And this might not be the right way, but at least if I do go wrong, I know there's a sign here. So yeah. Hopefully if I do a video at the end, I might be able to show you where I got confused, so that you don't make the same mistake. Not that you would anyway. But yeah, hopefully. And there's another Mortimer sign there. Actually, that makes sense, I think. It says to go straight on. Yeah, this has got to be the right way, because otherwise there's no way I could have come from this direction. Well, let's carry on and see. Well, it looks like I'm back on track. So I think I'm on track. When I got to the top of Climbing Jack Common, I knew that I had to turn left. Alright, there was one option which I took, and then I ended up coming back because according to the map in the guidebook, it looked like I should have been going into trees again. So I went back, went into the trees and then turned left. There were no obvious Mortimer Trail signs, but I thought I'll carry on. And eventually along the track there was a Mortimer Trail sign. Like it was sort of almost like it was saying keep going. So I did, and then I came to the bottom of the hill on the track and there were no signs there. But according to guidebook you sort of go left and then immediately right. So I looked for a track immediately on the right and there was one. But again, there was no sign, there was no Mortimer Trail sign, but I followed it anyway and it's come onto this bridleway. And I think, according to the map, I think it is right. I think I am, should be coming onto Hanway Common if that's what this is. Ah, there you go. There's a Mortimer Trail sign, so I was going right, but just to say, when you are coming off Climbing Jack Common, oops, I don't know if you can see if it's clear, you sort of see the track goes all the way to the left according to the map, and then it sort of comes downwards. So you'll be going like that, walking upwards, and then you get to that sort of bit near the binding where you turn left. So I would say Climbing Jack Common, it's like a sort of walk. You sort of walk all the way uphill. Really great views of. You'll see that in the video anyway. Really great views back towards Clee Hill. And when you get to the top, you want to make sure you go back into the trees again and then turn left. You probably won't see any Mortimer Trail signs, but go back into the trees and then turn left along a sort of wide track to start with. And then when you get to the bottom of that hill, turn left and then immediately right, as it says in the guidebook. If you can remember all this. The important thing is there are signs, there are Mortimer Trail signs about in many places, and there aren't in other places. So yeah, you do need to keep your wits about you. It's definitely not, so far, it's definitely not a walk you can do without a guidebook or a map. If you're just counting on following signs, then it's going to be very easy to go wrong. So yeah, heads up. So another potentially tricky bit. From the last video, you sort of emerge onto a wide open field, which I think is Hanway Common. And you basically have to follow the hedge line. You have to have the hedge on your right. And you carry on and then you cross like a road, like a farm drive. And then it says to head down to the corner of the field. And the sign markers aren't too clear, but what you want to do is, there is a gate on the left when you get to the bottom. But there's also that gate over there straight ahead, and then this gate here, which leads on to what the guidebook describes as an old lane. So yeah, it wasn't entirely obvious where to go, so I thought I'd mention it. This should lead down to the road, I think. So from that last video, once you go past the sign saying private drive, you'll see there's a house on the left. But what you want to do is you want to carry on along the road until you get to another house, another big house, which with some quite interesting windows. And then just beyond that, on the other side of the path, is you'll see like an enclosed footpath with a Mortimer Trail sign. Not obvious to begin with, but you'll see it. And then just at the top of the footpath, come to this signpost. Kington 22 miles and 8 miles back to Ludlow. So I think my watch says I've done, actually yeah, I have done a bit more than my watch says because I started a bit late, so I probably have done 8 miles. So not bad going. It's only it's about 9:15, 9:20 I think. I've done 8 miles, so I'm going well. There's been plenty of opportunities to go wrong so far. And if I hadn't had the guidebook, I would definitely have got wrong. Like that turning back there with the private drive sign, I'd never have realised that was the Mortimer Trail, because there wasn't a Mortimer Trail sign there. So yeah, you definitely need a map or a guidebook. So this lovely little spot is part of Birchwood Common. I think that's Ochre Coppice over there. That's a lovely spot. Lovely pine smell. Pine fresh. Well, this is going to be interesting. I never used to be worried about cows, but once I found out they trample people, it does kind of make me nervous. These seem alright, they don't seem too fussed, they seem quite docile, but yeah, I've got to be careful. I've got to go more or less straight across. Me. No, they can't be bothered. That's what we like to see. Oh, there's the path. So I'm in Pokehouse Wood at the moment. I think that's Amestree or Amestree Bridge down there. I think I do have to go past that. If there's a pub down there, I might be tempted to stop, but I do kind of want to keep going. We'll see. Could stop and load up on some carbs. No harm in that. So I've got about a mile of road walking to do before turning off past Amesbury. Just quickly sort of dip into Amesbury on the main road, and then you have to sort of quickly turn left again, so you don't really see much of it. And there wasn't a pub there, or at least there wasn't along the route, and I just thought, well, if the route's not going to follow it, I'm not going to make a diversion. It's only about, it's not long past 11 o'clock anyway, so a bit early for a pint. Could have had a coffee, I suppose, but yeah, I don't really want to make any diversions. I'm trying to do it all in one day. I want to try and get it. I don't want to finish too late. I don't want to end up rushing at the end trying to get it done. Got plenty of time to do it in. I mean, I'm estimating. I think the earliest I'll probably finish is like 4:35. It's probably more likely to be 6:30. Maybe 7 p.m. Again, it depends. Depends if I get lost. Really, I'm going to take that many breaks. Any quick sort of micro breaks. Every 5 miles or so. Yeah, if I can finish by 6:30, I'll be happy. I'm just following this path at the bottom of Snedwood. It's like a wooded hill, basically. This is quite a long section looking at the map. Snedwood. I've got to cross Liverpool Bridge, and then there's a massive section, massive wooded section. Covenhope, Shobdon Hill Wood, Shirley Wood, and then I'll be at Byton, and then I'll definitely be making progress then. I'll definitely have gotten well over the halfway mark, practically halfway now, I think. My watch says 14.5 miles, but I did start it late, so I should be coming up to 15 miles soon. And I'm feeling okay. My legs are a bit tired, my shins are quite sore, but they were before I started, so that's not because of the walk. I've been giving them a pounding lately with the running I've been doing. But yeah, as long as I stop and have a break every few miles, it should be alright. So I crossed the river over a bridge down there, Liverpool Bridge, and follow the road, and I've now got to go up that footpath, that steep footpath up into the forest. And it's weird because it then sort of goes around to the left, then sort of loops back around itself, I think on the other side of the hill, and then goes around to the right. But I would imagine trying to go straight up and cut the corner is going to be quite unpleasant, so That was slow progress. Perfect. Perfect timing. So this is Shobdon Hill, and it has been a fairly long drag. Quite a long ascent. I think I'm getting there.